even at 2-2. And I remember from my own days playing baseball 113 years ago that I was a catcher for a long time, and I know even with those shin guards, even you catch a foul tip, even though it hits the shin guards, it still leaves a mark. It still hurts. That's a hard baseball, and it's going really fast. So the shin guards, the foot guards, they're gonna protect you a little bit, but it's still gonna smart when you bounce a ball off one.
Yeah, and a lot of the time it always finds the inch above or below where the shin guard starts or ends.
It's 2-2 now with 2 outs. Here's Vaughn's pitch. That one's grounded towards second base. A diving attempt, but underneath the glove of Foster. And the dream of a 1-2-3 inning is no more as Michael Rosario gets his third base hit of the night. Keeps the inning going here for the Turks.
Yeah, the 3-hole hitters on both teams are both 3 for 3 now and have done a great job in that 3 spot.
And Logan McNeely will make his third appearance at the plate tonight.
He's been on base both times. He got drilled in the first inning and singled, came around to score last inning.
So Rosario, not much of a lead here as the first pitch bounces in the dirt and off the plate for ball 1 to McNeely.
Nice effort on that last ball by Cole Foster, diving play at second base. We saw him earlier in the season make a heroic diving grab up the middle at shortstop and start a 6-4-3 double play.
And the 1-0 pitch is grounded. This a little bit simpler attempt for Foster. He picks it up and tosses it to first for the third out of the inning. Just one hit for the Turks in that inning and no runs. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth now. Still 8-4. Tom Sox leading the Harrisonburg Turks, and we will be right back. Brett Whiteman takes the mound again for the Harrisonburg Turks as we move into the bottom of the fourth inning. Whiteman came on in relief in that long third inning, and he's back out there now to continue as Cal Stark steps in to be the first batter for the Tom Sox in this inning. Stark is 0 for 2, right now the only Tom Sox player who hasn't reached base in this game.
He homered yesterday, though.
Here's the first pitch on the way to Cal Stark, and he fouls that one off to the right side.
His home run yesterday gave him the team lead in home runs, but Candelaria tied him up last inning when he sent his second over the center field fence here at Crutchfield Park. As it is dark now, and it seems like darker than usual here at Crutchfield tonight.
There's still the vestiges of that large cloud bank that passed over the stadium, though it looks very clear to the left of us. And it's turning into a pretty nice evening here. As hot as it was earlier, it's turning into a pretty nice night at the ballpark. There's an 0-2 count now to Stark. Here's the pitch. and that one is up high. So it's now a ball and 2 strikes. So if you're in driving or walking distance to the ballpark and you want to come out and catch some live baseball, the good news is it's still only the 4th inning. Here's a 1-2 count, and that one misses just off the plate. The count now goes even to Stark at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The other good news is you don't have to pay to get into the ballpark. Carter Bank and Trust giving all fans all season here at Crutchfield Park free admission.
The bad news is the Mission barbecue truck is gone, as is Cal Stark. That's a swinging strike 3 and the first out of the inning for the Tom Sox.
Cal Stark remains the only runner or the only batter in the starting lineup to not reach base, as you said. So he goes down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight, and there's usually somebody in the lineup that has to wear it for the night. When everybody else is going off, one person in the lineup has a rough night, and Cal Stark has worn it so far tonight.
Now Garrett Spikes takes the first delivery for a ball upstairs. Count goes to 1-0. Spikes batting for the 3rd time. He has singled and flied out to center, stole a base, scored a run back in that forever long 3rd inning. And the second delivery from Whitehead, who seemed to stumble a little bit in the follow through of that pitch. Pitch was very high for ball 2, and now Whiteman's kind of working the dirt in front of the mound, as he's not the first Harrisonburg pitcher who seems to have some problems with his landing spot on the mound here at Crutchfield Park. There's a 2-0 pitch, and that one's low, and quickly the count is 3-0 to Garrett Spikes.
Yeah, we saw starter Jackson Denny's slip and fall on his first warm-up pitch of the night, and then for the 2nd inning they came out and worked the mound with some rakes and such.
And a 4-pitch walk to Spikes. He'll stroll down to first base. It may be that with the hot weather that we've had over the last couple of days, that infield dirt just kind of bakes hard and doesn't break down the same way that it may under ordinary conditions, and creates sort of a slippery condition for pitchers on the mound.
Yeah, especially mounds, because a lot of the times mounds are clay as opposed to the dirt, and that clay can really get hard, especially as good care as these players take of the field. I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Here's Logan Amiss now, and he takes the first pitch down low for a ball, so the count's 1-0 to him. Amiss has reached base twice tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, drew a walk in the 3rd, has scored both times. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Amiss. He checks his swing, but on the appeal, it is called a strike. So there's a ball and a strike now to Amiss.
Amiss has scored a pair of runs. He was one of 6 Tom Sox to trot across home plate last inning.
A ball and a strike to Amiss. Whiteman is set, taking his time, looking in. Here's the throw. That one bounces down in the dirt, and the runner takes off. The throw down is not in time. And, it is in time, and the runner is out. There was no real signal from the umpire that I could see, but that will be a 2-6 put out as the runner broke for second base on that ball in the dirt and was thrown out by catcher Austin Mueller.
Yeah, very anticlimactic caught stealing there. No real reaction from the players, from Mueller, and a very underwhelming out call by the field umpire there.
Everybody's tired. Everybody's hot and tired. It's just too hot for an out call. There's a bender that goes outside to make the count 3-1 now, and a good count for a miss, unfortunately, with no one on base now. But he needs to start it up again with 2 outs. A 3-1 pitch to a miss, and that one hits him on the foot, just as the lightning strikes off in right field. And a very dramatic hit by pitch. He is the, if I'm not mistaken, he is the 3rd Tom Sox batter to be hit by a pitch tonight.
Yeah, and he was hit in his first trip up to the plate too, so not a fun night for him.
So correction, he's only the 2nd Tom Sock to get hit by a pitch. So another visit to the mound from the Harrisonburg manager. He talks briefly with Brett Whiteman just to get him back on track now.
That hit by pitch ties Amos for the team lead, and hit by pitch is not exactly a category that you want to be leading the team in. It's the 5th time this season he's been plunked.
And that'll bring Adam Cesari back to the plate. Cesari having a pretty good night. A couple of really good at-bats. Both ended in singles. One a 2 RBI single back in that 6th-run 3rd inning. Back in that was last inning. And so now he steps back in the bottom of the 4th with a runner on first and 2 outs. First pitch to him, he swings hard and misses. He wasn't going to get cheated on that one. And he's down in the count 0-1. Marte, the Harrisonburg second baseman, has apparently learned his lesson from the last at bat and has scooted back over into the hole at second base. After Cesare pulled that base hit to right field, now he pops this one up to center field. Crum moves over, he's under it, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So no runs for the Tom Sox in the 4th. They get a walk and a hit batter, and that's about it. They lead this one 8-4 over the Harrisonburg Turks as we go to the top of the 5th. James Vaughn continues his work. He goes back to the mound for the Tom Sox as we move into the 5th inning here. He will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitter for the Harrisonburg Turks. The Tom Sox with a fairly comfortable lead as we move into the second half of this game.
Same score that they won by last night in Harrisonburg, 8-4.
Connor Hardigan steps in. Hardigan, a double in this game and a run scored. And he takes the first pitch and swings, popping this one up down the right field line. It's drifting towards foul territory. Remains to see if he has room, and he does not. He makes a sliding attempt, but that ball bounces away from him into the Tom Sox bullpen. So just a long, loud strike.
Tom Sox made a couple of moves today. Ryan Dial, Will Morrison, 2 Auburn guys. They both got released, and Mackenzie Pate placed on the disabled list, where he's going to have to stay for a minimum of 7 days. We saw earlier in the season Mackenzie Pate struggle with a bit of a finger injury and never really seemed to find his stride since he came back from it. So he gets put on the disabled list, and means Candelaria is probably going to be handling most of the duties in center field till Pate comes back. Position that they kind of rotated so far this season.
Vaughn comes set. Hardigan with the 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one's on the outside corner. And strike 2. Hardigan's down in the count 0-2 now. I realize there are a couple of players on the Tom Sox roster who are currently playing in Omaha right now.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys out at Mississippi State.
The 0-2 pitch is bounced back towards Vaughn, who jumps off the mound, takes the ball, and throws a BB to first base for the first out of the 5th inning.
So whether they'll make their way down here is unknown, as Houston Harding, Braylon Skinner, and Tanner Leggett currently doing battle with Vanderbilt.
Harding had quite a game, a good solid 4 innings for Mississippi State in yesterday's game against Vanderbilt. kept his team in the game, gave him a good chance in a game that Mississippi State eventually won to even that series in the College World Series at a game apiece.
Leggett and Skinner were the two that was the duo that combined to walk it off to send Mississippi State to the finals.
So if and when they do arrive in Charlottesville, they will arrive to a hero's welcome. I mean, since they didn't beat UVA, they'll arrive to a hero's
Yes,
welcome.
100%.
Might have been an interesting scenario had they had things turned out differently. So now Jordan Sweeney is ready to go here, and the first pitch to him from Vaughn is over for a strike. Sweeney 0 for 1 officially in this one so far. He walked in the second inning, grounded out in the third.
Speaking of Mississippi State, they're up 9-0 right now over Vanderbilt in the top of the 7th.
There's a fly ball foul down the right field line. That one is going to go back behind the batting cages and out of play. But the count goes to 0-2 on Jordan Sweeney. So that win, if Mississippi holds on to win that one, they will be the College World Series champions, national champions this year.
Yep, Braylon Skinner started in left field. He's 0 for 2, but has walked a couple of times.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Vaughn. That one bounces down in the dirt and away from Langford. The count now a ball and 2 strikes to Sweeney.
And Will Bednar has thrown 6 innings and not going to say anything more. He is at 90 pitches, though, but so I wouldn't imagine he would go too much longer.
There's the 1-2, and that one is a little duck snort into left. A diving attempt by a miss, and he makes the catch. An acrobatic catch on a dying quail to left, and that's the second out. Second out for the Turks here in the top of the 5th.
It's a great play out there in left field, and the ball sinking quickly, goes into a slide to catch it. A little bit more out there, though, so Bednar 6 innings, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, no runs, no hits so far for the Vandy boys in top of the 7th.
Austin Mueller steps in now. Again, left-handed batting catcher, switch-hitting catcher. With that open stance, he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Vaughn is set, looking in at his catcher with 2 outs now, and that curveball is swung on and missed for strike 2, or for strike 1, rather, correction, and now it's a ball and a strike to Mueller.
Mueller was a strikeout victim his first time up. A couple other games going on around the Valley Baseball League.
Vaughn fires that one in at the bottom of the strike zone. Mueller doesn't like it, doesn't like the call. Kind of shakes that one off again, but nevertheless, it's a 1-2 count to Mueller.
Percival Cannons are trailing the Woodstock River Bandits 9-0 in Woodstock. That's the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 9th inning, Braves and Lumberjacks. Braves have a 1-0 lead out in Covington. Only other 2 games going on tonight.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and Vaughn finishes off his second full inning of work with a strikeout and the first 1-2-3 inning of the game. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th here at Crutchfield Park with the Tom Sox still leading this one 8-4. Moving into the bottom of the 5th inning here. A decent lead, a comfortable lead for the Tom Sox at 8-4, but I'm sure that's not enough for them. Cam Guidry will step in here to start things off for the Tom Sox in the bottom of this inning. Brett Whiteman continues on the mound for the Turks. He came in the midst of that long 3rd inning and remains out there, and his first pitch to Guidry is up for a ball.
Guidry extended his hitting streak to 7 games earlier today in that 3rd inning when he had that bunt single.
And the 1-0 pitch to him. This one low, but a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed, and now Whitehead is ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
Whiteman's done a pretty good job so far since coming in of kind of quieting this Tom Sox lineup. He let his 2 inherited runners score, but other than that, it's been real solid.
He's ahead in the count now to Guidry, and the 1-2 pitch here is well outside, bounces away from the catcher Mueller. The count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the game has definitely taken on a little quicker pace since Whitehead and Vaughn have come into the game.
It couldn't have gone much slower than that 3rd inning went.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, no outs. Whitehead's pitch is up near Guidry's head. Guidry ducks out of the way, and the count goes full 3-2. Whitehead now pitching out of the windup, and he throws this one well over Guidry's head for ball 4, and the Tom Sox will start off the 5th with a runner.
Guidry's just been an on-base machine lately, and lots of speed over there at first base. Even though he hasn't stolen a ton of bases this season, he was used at Georgia mainly as a pinch runner. But he's only got 3 steals for the Tom Sox, but certainly a lot of speed over there on first base, and a great guy to have at the bottom of your lineup to kind of be a second leadoff hitter of sorts.
So now back into the stretch goes Whiteman, and his first pitch to Garrig Ebel is upstairs for a ball. Ebel making his 4th trip to the plate tonight. He has a single in this one. It's a 1-0 count now as Whitehead is back into the stretch. And the pitch to Ebel again upstairs. The count goes to 2-0.
Ebel at Virginia Tech. One of, right now, 3 schools in NCAA Division I to not win a championship in any sport. One of those other 3 is a couple outs away from doing so, Mississippi State.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one is popped up high, foul, straight back, just behind the booth here. And now 2 balls and a strike.
Kansas State, the 3rd school without a championship.
Guidry taking a fair lead off first. I imagine with a 4-run lead, he may not be in too much of a hurry to go here, but he's got a good lead. He's drawing some attention from Whitehead, who now steps off the rubber. And Guidry gets back on the bag. Two and one now as Whitehead comes set. The pitch to Ebel. Curves in there inside for a ball. It's a good hitter's count now at 3-1 for Ebel.
Fun little note about Garrick Ebel is that after he's done with baseball, his dream is to actually play on the PGA Tour. Obviously a Yankees fan with a name like Gehrig.
And he takes ball 4 here and jogs down to first base. Guidry will move over to second base now. And they've set things up for the 2, 3, and 4 hitter here. Cole Foster now will come to the plate for the Tom Sox. He's already reached base twice tonight on a walk and a single. He has scored a run here. And we're going to take another break as that seems to be it for Brett Whiteman. Harrisonburg manager takes the ball And we will let you know as soon as we know who the next Tom Sox pitcher or the next Harrisonburg Turk pitcher will be. Taking the mound for Harrisonburg now is Derek Crum, who was in center field. So he'll come in from center and take over on the mound. Rosario, who was in left field, will move over to play center field. And the left fielder now is the DH, I believe, Logan McNeely. So if that is correct, then Harrisonburg will give up the DH spot for the remainder of this game.
Crum, this is his third outing on the season. He's pitched 6 innings so far. 2 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned. 2 walks. 11 strikeouts in those 6 innings.
He is a left-hander, and he will face Cole Foster, the right-handed batter, here with no outs and 2 runners on in the bottom of the 5th inning. The first pitch, Foster swings and misses.
So Foster flipping around about right-handed now. Line for Brett Whiteman, 1 2/3 innings, 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 2 hits. Both runners on base are his. He has not given up a run yet, but you mentioned both runners are his.
And those runners are Cameron Guidry, who reached on a walk and is at second base. Garrick Ebel walked. He is holding down at first right now. And now the count goes even to Logan a miss. It's a ball and a strike. Or to Cole Foster, my apologies.
Landon Sims came in the 7th inning for Mississippi State and set him down 1-2-3. So Vandy still looking for its first hit. That game's in the 7th inning, still 9-0 Mississippi State.
The 1-1 pitch to Foster, and he fouls that one back. And now Crum is on top in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Foster tonight has reached base twice on a walk and a single. Scored a run back in the first.
Drove in a run in the 3rd.
He steps back in now with a ball and 2 strikes. As Crum, the new pitcher here, tries to get the first out of the inning, and that one is fouled back. So Foster hanging in there. The count remains 1-2.
Foster, this is his first right-handed trip to the plate tonight. The other Turk pitchers were all righty, so he's batting lefty. He's the only switch hitter on the Tom Sox roster. Turks have a few.
Crum steps off the mound, chases Guidry back to second base. Guidry had a sizable lead there. The infield is straight away. First baseman Sweeney well off the line. And Guidry dances behind the pitcher as that 1-2 pitch goes outside to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Turks looking to get out of this inning and stay within striking distance. Just 4 runs down now. And with a potent offense themselves, they could get back into this game, but they're going to have to start with some pitching and defense here. That one is popped up to left. Shortstop drifts back into shallow left and makes that play. So that's Lockett on the put out for the Turks and the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Foster just missed that one, just got it off the end of the bat, and he knew it as soon as it left his bat. Infield fly rule was in effect there.
So 1 down now. Runners remain at first and second as Candelaria steps in now.
Game in Covington just went final. Braves win 1-0 over the Lumberjacks.
Candelaria is perfect on the night, 3 for 3 so far. A couple of singles and that booming home run to dead center back to start off that 6-run third inning. He's batting now with 1 runner in scoring position, and he swings hard at that one and misses, and the count goes 0-2 to Candelaria.
Only 3 strikeouts for Braves pitching in that shutout win.
The 0-2 pitch is outside to Candelaria. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Braves also put 9 hits on the board but could only muster 1 run. Covington falls to 6-14 on the season.
Crum comes set. The left-hander looking in. He throws the 1-2 pitch, and it's wasted, fouled off by Candelaria to the right side.
They continue to slide back in the South Division. Obviously, 4 of the top 5 teams in the division make it. So that was a big game as Stanton's in 4th place and Covington is in 5th. Covington now 8 games out of 1st place as we get ready to head into July tomorrow.
Crum brings the 1-2 pitch, a fastball inside, and now the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Tom Sox again batting with a 4-run lead, an 8-4 lead here.
The loss last night, Harrisonburg fell to 3.5 back of the Tom Sox. Generals moved up to 2nd in the South, 3 games back.
Candelaria strikes that one to center, and it will be caught by the new center fielder, Rosario, who hustles over. Guidry hustles to 3rd base, and now the Tom Sox will have runners at the corners with 2 outs. That ball was well struck by Candelaria, but Rosario, with really good speed, covered a lot of ground in center field to get over and make that catch and end Candelaria's perfect night at the plate.
Yeah, Candelaria might have hit that one a little too hard, if anything. It hung up a little bit in there. It's the old adage that the ball finds you out there, and Rosario freshly moved over from left to right. Ball went and found him, and he made a nice running catch in the alley of right center field. Had to cover a lot of ground to get there, too.
So now another visit to the mound. Mueller goes out to talk to Crum, who has come in here and gotten a couple of outs. But he will now face the cleanup hitter, catcher Wyatt Langford.
So these 2 teams did battle for 2 consecutive nights and see each other again soon. But tomorrow, the Tom Sox, they're going to Waynesboro for a 7 o'clock first pitch, and then they'll be back home here at Crutchfield Park to play Waynesboro again on Friday. So back-to-back games against the Generals.
Langford stepping in now. The first pitch to him is on the outside half of the plate for strike one. July 4th, always a really good time here at Tom Sox games. I've been here as a spectator and a fan, I think, every July 4th for the last 3 years, obviously, excepting last year when I spent July 4th in my basement. There's an outside pitch to send the count to 2-0.
And that'll be again against Waynesboro on Sunday. So 3 games against Waynesboro in 4 days. And then that Saturday, July 3rd, Tom Sox travel to Percival for a doubleheader against the Cannons.
This pitch bounces away from Mueller in the dirt. A run is going to come in. Guidry read it right from the start, scores from third base on that wild pitch. Ebel moves up to second base, and the Tom Sox add to their lead, now 9-4. And another runner in scoring position still for the Tom Sox.
And that is still Brett Whiteman's runner out there at second base, I believe.
So the count now 2 balls and a strike to Wyatt Langford. Crum is set. He kicks. Here's the pitch. That one's upstairs. The count now 3-1.
As for Harrisonburg, they have off tomorrow, and then they'll play host to Covington on the 2nd, or they go to Winchester on Saturday for a doubleheader, and then they don't play July 4th. They host the Tom Sox the next day on July 5th.
There's a 3-1 pitch inside, and that's going to be ball 4 to Langford. Another base runner for the Tom Sox. Here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs now. And Cal Stark will come to the plate.
So obviously with the 11-team league, one team has to be off every day, but on July 4th, there's actually only one game in the Valley League, and it is here at Crutchfield Park, the annual tradition, Generals and Tom Sox. And it's still free admission on July 4th, thanks to Carter Bank and Trust.
Derek Crum's first pitch to Cal Stark is inside for a ball. If you've never been here on July 4th, it's quite a treat. It's a huge crowd, multi-generational crowd with families here up and down the third base line out on the field. And after the game, you can actually see the McIntyre Park fireworks from the ballpark. You don't have to leave to see fireworks from on the 4th of July from Crutchfield Park. It's actually a really festive event and always a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it.
And it looks like it's going to be just an absolutely gorgeous day here in Charlottesville, too. Looking at like a high of 87 right now, only a low of 65, so should be beautiful evening for baseball. Bit earlier start. That one starts at 5 o'clock, so that hopefully by the time the game ends, see some fireworks.
So Cal Stark has an 0-2 count here. He's trying to stay alive here, and he takes one just above the letters for ball 1. So a ball and 2 strikes now.
Stark, the only Tom Sock yet to reach base in the starting lineup. He's 0 for 3 with 2 swinging strikeouts. 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th.
The 1-2 pitch on the way inside, and the count is even at 2-2. Oh, that was called strike 3. So correction. That is a strikeout, the 3rd strikeout of the evening for Cal Stark, and that will end the 5th inning. But the Tom Sox add a run on a couple of walks and a wild pitch, and that puts our score at 9-4 as we head into the 6th inning here at Crutchfield Park. James Vaughn continues for the Tom Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. And Derek Crum approaches the plate. Crum now the pitcher with the DH removed here from the Harrisonburg lineup. Vaughn has been solid since entering the game for the Tom Sox. He came in that 3rd inning. 4th and the 5th, his 2 full innings, he's allowed just a hit while striking out 2. And really stemmed the flow of Harrisonburg runs in that 3rd inning. And now his first pitch is outside to Crum for ball 1.
Yeah, Crum having a decent night at the plate. And pretty decent on the mound. We mentioned, his 11 strikeouts so far in his 6 innings of work on the season.
The 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner and evens the count now at a ball and a strike to Crum.
Got a strikeout to end the bottom half of the 5th. Mississippi State has given up a hit to Vanderbilt. They got 2 guys on, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning, still 9-0.
The 1-1 pitch to Crum is outside the count, 2-1 now. Crum, the left-handed batter, came in from center field, inserted as the pitcher that last inning. He has walked and singled in this game, reaching base both of his at-bats, and this one he fouls off straight back, and now the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Crum.
Crum, a rare feat earlier, stole a base for these Turks, something that they don't do too often. It was only their 15th of the season.
The 2-2 pitch is low. The count goes full now at 3-2. Vaughn comes set, rocks lightly on the mound. Now he throws the 3-2 pitch, and that one bounces in the dirt, rolls to the backstop. The runner takes off. Crum gets to first, takes a big turn, looks around before Ebel picks up the ball, coming in from 3rd base into foul territory to retrieve that ball. So really just a walk and a lot of exercise for all the infielders trying to chase that one down.
Yeah, Wyatt Langford could not find that ball after it squeaked past him, and you mentioned Garrick Ebel had to come all the way down from 3rd base, all the way to the backstop to pick it up to avoid having Crum advance to 2nd, as it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here.
The Turks are going to send Michael Danksy, a junior from Wingate, up to the mound to pinch hit for Frederick Walter here in the number 9 spot.
Danksy hit 300 in his junior season at Wingate.
He checks his swing on the first pitch, and that'll be ball 1. Danksy's a left-handed batter.
He's one of the other guys that just got here after winning the Division II National Championship, and so far on the season he is 1 for 4.
Vaughn still taking his time, deliberate between each pitch. Now he delivers another one outside for a ball. Count goes to 2-0. So Harrisonburg trying to mount a comeback here. They're going to have to start this inning with a runner on first and nobody out.
Vaughn really in no rush. I mean, even from the moment he came in, he has not picked up his pace at all. He's dictating the pace of this game.
He brings the 1-1 pitch, a curveball that breaks onto the outside corner of the plate for a strike, and the count goes to 1-2.
Bulldogs now up to bat, just 3 defensive outs away.
Vaughn sets and brings the 1-2 pitch to Danksy, who swings and misses for strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. Vaughn's 4th strikeout of his evening.
Yeah, all of them swinging, and he struck out Frederick Walter earlier, and then Danksy obviously came in to pinch hit for Walter, and he disposes of him too.
There's a Another pinch hitter coming in here for Harrisonburg.
And this is Cam Bardo, switch hitting infielder out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He goes to Pitt.
He takes the first pitch from Vaughn low and away for ball 1.
For Bardo, he's just 1 for 13 on the season.
That pitch is inside and gets away from the catcher, and that's going to move Derek Crum to second base. So a wild pitch for Vaughn, and the count to Bardo goes to 2-0.
Yeah, and we saw the other day actually Wyatt Langford behind the plate. His catcher's mitt actually broke. One of the strings snapped and the webbing broke, and he had to use somebody else's, and it looks like he's got his back today.
Here's the 2-0, and that one is struck to right. That's going to get down, and it's going to roll to the fence. Spikes picks the ball up, throws it into second. Bardo is safe at second base. He drives in a run as Crum comes around to score, and now the score is 9-5. Tom Sock still in the lead.
Really turned on that ball nicely, and coming in, he was only 1 for 2. That one hit was 1 for 13 rather. That one hit was a double, and now he's 2 for 14 with 2 doubles.
And that'll bring Clay Lockett to the plate here. Shortstop is 1 for 3 on the evening. He scored a run back in the 3rd inning, and he will have another runner in scoring position as he bats here against Vaughn in the top of the 6th. The first pitch on the way is a curveball for a strike.
And that's really the first blemish that James Vaughn has had so far today. I mean, ever since coming in, he's looked really good.
A good lead by Bardo at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one comes inside off the plate. The count goes to 1-1.
Approaching the 3-hour mark of this game, about 10 minutes from now.
There's the 1-1 pitch from Vaughn. That one's bounced back up the middle. Foster moves over, makes a nice play behind the bag, but throws it into the dirt. Stark can't come up with the ball with the errant throw to first base. And that brings Bardo home to score on that one.
And it looks like there's actually a defensive replacement. Will Safford is now in at second base for Cole Foster. So that's Safford who just made that air out at second.
As you said, the ball will find you. See, Safford, the replacement, gets a tough chance. It was a tough chance. It was not an easy play. He had to range far to his right, caught that ball in front of the bag. And now here's a long drive to deep center field. That ball is going to drop in between the outfielders and get to the fence. Lockett will end up at second base with the double. Or Rosario, rather, will end up at second base with the double. Lockett goes to third on the hit. And now the Turks are putting something together here in the 6th inning.
I have a day, Michael Rosario. He's 4 for 4 here in the 6th inning with 2 doubles now. And I think that's going to be it for James Vaughn. And a rough ending for him, unfortunately. What was a great performance before this 6th inning.
So we'll be right back with the pitching change as we continue on into the top of the 6th here. The score right now is the Tom Sox 9 and Harrisonburg coming back with 6. It's 9-6. We're back now, and taking over on the mound for the Tom Sox is Andrew Ward. Andrew Ward, a big lefty, a local product from VCU. He'll take over with runners at second and third, and just one out here in the sixth. His first pitch to Logan McNeely is a strike.
Ward, for him, this is his fourth time toeing the rubber. He's pitched 4 innings, given up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, though.
There's the 0-1 pitch outside, and the count goes even to 1-1.
He's got a 1-0 record.
Ward, as I mentioned, is a local product. He went to Fluvanna High School, nearby high school, and actually, I'm told, won a high school championship on this field against the Charlottesville Black Knights. There's a swing and a miss, and he's ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
So for James Vaughn, he goes 3 1/3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits. He leaves having already given up 2 runs and being responsible for the 2 runners that are both in scoring position right now in this 9-6 ball game.
Ward steps off the mound. Runners go back to the bags and check. Ward's job right now is to try to put out this little fire that Harrisonburg has started here in the top of the 6th. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. McNeely goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that will bring Connor Hardigan to the plate.
Crutchfield Park really liked that strikeout right there, and big strikeout there because tying runs at the plate. If these 2 runs score, I mean, you put the tying run on base, even if it's just a single. And here it is already the 6th inning as this game is trudging along.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch by Hardigan. Count is 0-1. Again, Clay Lockett reached on an error. He stands at third base now. Michael Rosario hit a double back to the fence. He's at second. 2 runs already in. Here is the 0-1 pitch fouled back. Now the count 0-2. And Andrew Ward 1 strike away from putting this fire out and sending the Tom Sox to the bottom of the inning.
Ward working very quickly, coming right at these hitters.
The lefty comes set, takes a look at the runner at second. Here he comes and throws the swing, the miss, strike 3, and Andrew Ward does the job. Comes out here and strikes out Logan McNeely and Connor Hardigan to end this inning and send the Tom Sox into the bottom of the 6th with a 9-6 lead. We will be right back for the top of the 7th. It is Tom Sox 9, Harrisonburg 6. Back here at Crutchfield Park, and taking over on the mound for the Harrisonburg Turks is number 16, Mac Kalari. He's a senior from Wingate College, the second Wingate entrance into this game for the Harrisonburg Turks, and he's going to face Garrett Spikes to get things started here in the bottom of the 6th. Harrisonburg scored a run in the 2 runs in the top half of the inning to close the gap a little bit. Now with just within 3 runs of the Tom Sox as Garrett Spikes steps in here.
Meanwhile, out in Omaha, Landon Sims just got a strikeout looking, and all of a sudden Mississippi State is 1 out away.
Spikes fouls the first offering into the backstop. and Mac Kalari is ahead 1-0. The 0-1 pitch swung on, fouled off again, and now Kalari's up in the count 0-2. I know Mac Kalari, I'm going to apologize in advance for calling you calamari because it's just, I'm hungry.
Mississippi State has just won the College World Series.
And Garrett Spikes has just hit a foul ball into foul territory near the third base dugout. That ball is caught for the first out of the inning. That is Dansky now, who has taken over at third base, who pinch hit for Walter last inning and now playing defensively at third base. Sirens in the distance here in Charlottesville. Logan Amiss steps in here and fouls off the first pitch.
This is Kalari's second outing of the season. He started a game where he went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned, and struck out 3. He took the loss in that game.
Amiss steps out, waiting for the fire truck to go by. Now he's back into the box. And Kalari steps to the mound with an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Upstairs for a ball, and the count's even, 1-1.
Amos yet to record an official at-bat today.
The 1-1 pitch on the way. That one is hit towards center. Center fielder moves into position. That's Rosario, who makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Hit that one really well, and it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Adam Ciceri here. It's going to be TCU Horned Frog Elijah Nunez.
So Nunez enters the box with 2 outs and nobody on. The first pitch from Kalari is across the plate for strike 1. Kalari's working very quickly this inning, something that we have not seen a lot of in this game, is a pitcher just getting the ball and throwing the ball and speeding up the pace of play here. He throws a curveball that bends inside off the plate to even the count at 1-1.
Nunez, so far this season, he's 1 for 5, and this is just his 4th game as a Tom Sock.
Nunez fouls the 1-1 pitch off the mask of the catcher. The count's now 1-2.
Ciceri finishes his day 2 for 3 with an RBI. No run scored.
Nunez takes a pitch off the plate. Count 2-2 now. Kalari pitches, swing and a miss, strike 3. That is the first 1-2-3 inning for Harrisonburg tonight. It ends the 6th inning with the Tom Sox still leading 9-6. We'll be right back to Crutchfield Park after this. Andrew Ward continues his work for the Tom Sox on the mound as we go into the 7th inning of this game. All Andrew Ward did last inning was come in with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out, and then strike out the next 2 batters on 7 pitches, maybe 8 pitches, and now he's going to start this inning off against Jordan Sweeney.
Yeah, he really dominated when he came in last inning.
His first pitch to Sweeney is outside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to Sweeney now. He swings and misses at a fastball down and in, and the count goes 1-1.
Sweeney 0 for 2 so far today. Grounded out and drove in a run in the 3rd.
There's the 1-1 pitch. That one's inside. Count goes to 2-1. Ward is a big lefty out of Fluvanna, and he's got some gas for sure.
Yeah, he throws hard.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Sweeney. He takes something off of that one. A little change of speed there, and Sweeney swings and misses. Count goes even at 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch, and swing and a miss. Strike 3, 3rd straight strikeout for Andrew Ward. And there's 1 down here now in the top of the 7th.
He has just cruised ever since coming into this ball game.
He'll face Austin Mueller now. Check that. Looks like we have a pinch hitter for Austin Mueller.
So pinch hitter for Harrisonburg.
This is number 6, Travis Reifsnyder, coming in from James Madison University. He takes the first pitch for a ball.
Mueller's day then done. He goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts.
And that pitch up and in, brushes him off the plate. Count 2-0 now. So Reifsnyder, the left-handed batter now, against the big lefty pitcher. The 2-0 pitch coming in. That one on the outside corner. The count goes to 2-1. Reifsnyder had his first multi-hit game with a 2 for 3 effort back on June 14th. That was against Woodstock. Again, his first multi-hit, and now he swings to the 2-1 pitch, and the count goes 2-2.
Great breaking ball there from Andrew Ward. The lefty-on-lefty matchup certainly favorable to him. Interesting that they took Mueller out, being that he was the switch-hitting catcher to face the lefty-on-lefty now.
And now that one catches the outside corner for strike 3, and Andrew Ward has struck out 4 in a row.
Cannot draw it up much better than how Andrew Ward has been shoving it since coming in.
So 2 outs now, nobody on.
Now, since they lost their DH, Matt Caleri needs to hit.
And the first offering to him is strike 1. Fastball down the middle, swung on and missed for strike 2, and Ward is just cheesing it up out there.
For Caleri, this is his first trip to the plate this season, and it's not a great guy to come up against, a guy who's throwing hard and has 4 straight strikeouts.
The 0-2 is a swing and miss, strike 3, and that is striking out the side for Andrew Ward, and 5 strikeouts in a row since coming into the game. That ends the top of the 7th. The Tom Sox lead this one 9-6 against Harrisonburg Turks as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to Crutchfield Park. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cameron Guidry will lead things off for the Tom Sox here. Matt Kalari stays on the mound for Harrisonburg, starting his first full inning here. And the first pitch on the way to Guidry, he swings and misses for strike one.
Guidry, 1 for 2 so far today. Extended his hitting streak back in the 3rd inning with that bunt single and stole a base. Scored 2 runs so far.
The 0-1 pitch to him curves over the plate for a strike, and now it's 0-2.
9-1-2 for the Tom Sox this inning. Ebel and Safford to follow.
The 0-2 pitch on the way to Guidry. He swings and fouls that one straight back to the backstop. Our Tom Sox interns are still very spirited as they cheer on their team here in the late innings of this very long game. 0-2 count now. Pitch to Guidry. He drills that one, but it's going to curve foul and into the Turks dugout down the left side.
Yeah, Guidry had seen a couple breaking balls this at bat and kind of got fooled on a couple of them. There, Kalari tries to go with another one, and Guidry does a really good job of keeping his weight back, keeping his hands through the ball, and hitting that one hard, just a little out in front of it.
So now another 0-2 delivery. Guidry swings and squibs that one towards first base. An easy one for Sweeney to glove down there for the first out of the inning.
Now back to the top for Garrick Ebel, who is somehow only 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to short on that 3-0 pitch to start the game. Then came up and walked in the 2nd, hit a sacrifice fly in the 3rd, and then walked in the 5th. His 5th plate appearance.
First pitch on the way to Ebel. It's a curveball in for a strike. And Kalari is ahead. The 0-1 pitch now from Kalari. That one's up and in. Brushes Ebel off the plate. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 pitch now. Kalari brings that one across the plate, and he gets ahead in the count. A ball and 2 strikes to Ebel now.
Feels like many moons ago that Trevor Candelaria led off that bottom of the 3rd inning with that long home run to center field, but it was only 4 innings ago.
The 1-2 pitch on the way, hit hard but foul down the 3rd baseline. Count remains 1-2. The game has sped up a little bit since then. A big help has been Andrew Ward coming in here and just striking guys out. That tends to make the game go a little bit quicker.
Yeah, that's not saying much to say it's sped up a little, though.
Kalari, the 1-2 pitch, that's fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Kalari's been working fairly quickly. He's a guy who came in, at least in his initial inning when he first came into the game, seemed to be working with some pace and getting the ball and throwing the ball. Has slowed down a little bit since then, although I imagine on a hot, muggy night like this, to continue that pace for a pitcher has to be difficult. At some point, you're going to get gassed, and you're going to need to take a second between each pitch and get your breath and get your composure. So it's understandable that things have been kind of slow and laborious here going on, but we are in the bottom of the 7th now. The count is 2-2 on Ebel, and now he steps out of the box, adjusts his batting gloves, his helmet, steps back in. He's ready to go now, and Kalari's 2-2 delivery is swung on and slapped into center field for a base hit, second base hit of the night for Ebel.
And really, it was just the totality of that 3rd inning. I mean, you look at the Turks, they put up 4 in the top half, and then that took long enough.
Right.
Some walks and some hits strung in there,
Tom
pitching
Sox
change.
had to respond and
they
responded in a big way.
Yeah, they put up 6 of their own and batted around. So now Will Safford's going to get his first at-bat. He came in defensively for Cole Foster.
First pitch to Safford, and he bunts it. Another beautiful bunt. This one towards the mound and fielded well by Kalari and thrown out at first. So a successful sacrifice for Safford, but just a beautiful bunt. And really just a step short of beating that one out.
Yeah, Safford, a really quick guy out of the box, especially from that left side. And he'll take the sacrifices. It's not going to hurt his average, but I think he was definitely bunting for a hit there.
So 2 down now and a runner in scoring position. And another pinch hitter coming into the game for the Tom Sox now.
So new addition to the team, relatively new. Jack Hurley is going to pinch hit now. He's 1 for 5 on the season. And Safford, he laid that bunt down, and he's really struggled so far this season with the Tom Sox. Just 1 for 17 going into that at bat. Still 1 for 17 as it's a sacrifice.
So Hurley steps in. The first pitch to him is on the outside edge for a strike. It may be my imagination, but it seems the strike zone is widening slightly as we get into the later innings of the evening, and hitters are going to have to swing the bats now.
Yeah, I can't say I blame them as we approach the 3.5 hour mark and still the bottom of the 7th.
And a snap throw back to second, but Ebel dives back in safe.
So Candelaria's day has come to a close, and what a day it was. 3 for 4, a home run, 2 singles. Really jump-started the offense in that 3rd inning.
Kalari's 0-1 pitch. Now he turns again and steps back towards second. No one covers the bag, so Ebel just jogs back to the bag. But he is distracted by the runner back there. Ebel's taking a generous lead off second base with 2 outs here in the 7th.
For a catcher, Ebel can run, too. He's got 7 steals. He's only been caught once this season. But
Kalari's pitch, kind of a swinging bunt, and he muffs the pickup, but throws to first, recovers in time, gets the ball to Sweeney for the 3rd out. So that will do it for the Sox in the bottom of the 7th. They get a hit, but no runs. They leave 1 on. The score still 9-6. Tom Sox over Harrisonburg, and we'll be back for the top of the 8th inning. Andrew Ward back on the mound for the Tom Sox. As we move into the top of the 8th, it will be fun to see this 8th inning with Andrew Ward. He came in with 1 out in the 6th and has since struck out the first 5 batters he's faced. So he will face the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Harrisonburg Turks here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he has just had some great life on his fastball, blowing it by these Harrisonburg Turks hitters. As it looks like Turks are going to opt for another pinch hitter here, as Michael Danksy came in for 1 at-bat, struck out, and now it looks like Bryce Safrowich, a sophomore from James Madison, is going to get the at-bat here.
I just want to commend Zach on his scorebook keeping skills here. It is the neatest, most organized scorebook I've ever seen, and thank God that that it looks so good because I can't read mine anymore. It's chicken scratch and scribbles, and thank God Zach keeps a clean scorebook. So we're in the 8th here. It's 0-1 now. Andrew Ward continuing on. Safrowicz takes that one outside for a ball. The count goes even at 1-1. One thing Andrew Ward has done, as we mentioned before, he's come in and he has worked with pace. He gets the ball and throws the ball, doesn't take a lot of time in between pitches, and doesn't really give the hitters very much time to dig in and get set. And he throws that fastball down in the zone, swung on and missed, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and he's worked effectively going quickly. You know, we saw James Vaughn earlier in the game really slow the pace, and that's how he likes to pitch. And Ward, rather, get your sign and throw it.
Safrowicz's 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. And yes, you guessed it, that is strikeout number 6 in a row for Andrew Ward, and he is on fire, it's fair to say right now.
Yeah, 100%. He is just mowing them down out there. 6 batters he's faced. He's struck them all out, and now back to the top of the order for the Panther, Cambardo.
Cambardo pinch hit back in the 6th and hit a double, came around to score in that 2-run inning. Now his first pitch that he sees from Ward, he swings on and misses.
I mean, they're just nowhere close to catching up with his fastball.
Ward, calm, composed on the mound from the stretch. He pitches the 0-1. That one bounces and away from the catcher. The count goes to 1-1. He's been feeding a pretty steady diet of fastballs to the Harrisonburg hitters. We've seen him take something off once or twice just to keep them off balance, but it has pretty much been number 1 all the way. And this one's a high pop up to second base, and that one is caught out there by Safford for the 2nd out of the inning. It is the first non-K put out in the book for Andrew Ward here, and there's 2 outs in the 8th.
And even though Cambardo is going to go back to the dugout not happy with that at bat, it's going to feel like a little moral victory to walk in there and be the first out of the first 6 batters to not strike out.
Clay Lockett takes the first pitch from Andrew Ward. That one's down for ball 1.
Lockett's got a hit and a run scored today, also reached on an error.
Takes a healthy cut at that Andrew Ward fastball and misses, so the count goes even 1-1. So 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Nobody on. Pitch from Ward right across the plate. Another instance of an off-speed pitch that the batter clearly was not expecting, and the count is now 1-2 on Lockett.
Yeah, I think Lockett was probably starting to sit fastball, and good call.
And he gets a fastball, swings, and misses for strike 3, the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on for Harrisonburg in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Tom Sox leading this one 9-6. And we move into the bottom of the eighth. The Tom Sox come to bat. They will face a new pitcher this inning. Number 10, Ben Seriaki is the pitcher for Harrisonburg.
Seriaki, a sophomore out of Elon, didn't have the best season at Elon, a 5.63 ERA, 13 strikeouts and a 1-2 record, but has had a very good season so far. He's pitched in 4 games, he's thrown 9 in the third innings. He struck out 11 and pitched to the tune of a .96 ERA. He's got a 3-1 record so far for the Harrisonburg Turks.
And he'll be tasked with taking on Wyatt Langford here, the first batter. His first pitch is away and in the dirt for ball 1.
Langford comes in his 5th trip to the plate. He is 1 for 2 so far. Sac fly and an RBI in his first trip up. Singled and scored a run. Second.
And the 1-0 pitch, he takes an awkward cut. It held up, apparently, and the count is now 2-0.
But they appealed down to first and changed the call, so it's now 1-1. A late appeal there.
Seriaki's 1-1 pitch to Langford is inside. Langford turns away from it, and it's 2-1 now.
Don't really know how that one missed him.
Our infield umpire, Mike Gillespie, has worked a great game, had some tough calls to make, but I think clearly, like everybody else, he's hot, and he's tired. Oh, that one is struck well up the middle for a base hit. And the Tom Sox will have Wyatt Langford at first base to start things up in the 8th inning.
His second knock of the contest. He continues to stay scorching hot. And you mentioned the umpires are hot. Their uniforms are a much darker shade of blue than they were when they walked out there at 7 o'clock for the first pitch.
Yes, indeed. Cal Stark hoping to get hot here. He's been a little cold today. This is his 5th trip to the plate. He has struck out 3 times and flied out back in the first. So he's hoping to get off the snide here and get a stripe in the scorebook. So Seriaki in the stretch now, takes a glance back and now flips the throw over to first base. Langford is back in safe.
Langford does have a stolen base today. He stole one back in the 3rd inning. He eventually came around to score. 6 Tom Sox scored in that inning.
First pitch to Stark, and he hits that one to right field. The right fielder charging in. He's got a beat on it. He slides, and he does not catch the ball. The ground knocks the ball out of his glove, and now he picks it up and throws it into the infield where it's missed, but backed up by third baseman Dansky to prevent the runners from moving any further. So that likely scored a base hit for Cal Stark, as it was a really difficult chance for the right fielder Hardigan to try to make. Now there are Tom Sox at first and second with nobody out, and Garrett Spikes coming to the plate.
Now every Tom Sock in the starting lineup except for Logan Amos has a base hit to their name.
First pitch fouled off into the screen behind him. Seriaki's ahead 0-1.
Garrett Spikes, he is so far today 1 for 3. He also singled in the 3rd inning, and believe it or not, he came around to score as well.
I think everyone has scored tonight except for me at this point. I have not yet crossed the plate.
Actually, the only 2 Tom Sox to not score so far are Evil and Cal Stark.
0-1 now. Seriaki gets ready to deliver his next pitch. And the windup and the pitch to Spikes, that one is over for a strike, and now he's ahead 0-2.
Tom Sox looking for some insurance runs. It is action down in the bullpen. It's still a safe situation right now, a 3-run game.
The 0-2 pitch to Spike. The runners are going. The throw down to third is not in time. A double steal pulled off. Langford moves into third base. It is a strikeout of Garrett Spikes, but now the runners are both 90 feet closer to home. There's 1 out now with Langford at third, Stark moving over to second, and Logan Amiss coming into the game here, coming into the batter's box.
Only Sock to not record a hit today, but he's 0 for 1. He got hit by a pitch twice, walked in the 3rd. He scored 2 runs. So despite not having a base hit, he's still had a productive night at the plate.
First pitch to him, and there's his base hit. He slaps that one into third. That's going to drive in both runs and the Tom Sox will have the insurance that they were looking for. So just as the doctor ordered, the miss comes up with his base hit, 2 RBIs, and now it's 11-6 Tom Sox.
And all starting 9 now have a base hit.
This is Nunez getting his second plate appearance tonight. He came in to pinch hit for Adam Cecere. That was back in the 6th inning. He recorded a strikeout in that at bat. Siriaki's first pitch is fouled off down the third baseline for strike 1.
Siriaki, through his first 4 batters, has given up 2 earned runs. He's only given up 1 earned run coming into this game in 9 1/3 innings. So Tom Sox doing a good job. They struggled a bit with Whiteman, who had the best ERA coming in for the Turks, but are doing a good job against Siriaki, who's had a great season as well.
The 0-1 pitch on the way to Nunez. He swings and bounces that one to second base. The throw to short, 1 out there, but no relay. So no double play on that. It will be recorded an out as Marte and Lockett, not Marte, now Bardo and the shortstop Lockett combining for that put out a fielder's choice, and Nunez winds up at first base.
Yeah, a lot of defensive changes today, a lot of moving parts all over the field in both lineups. Nunez was one of those guys who's also inserted. He came in for Adam Cecere, but here's Cam Guidry. He's played the whole game so far.
First pitch to Guidry is upstairs for ball 1.
Guidry 1 for 3. Had that bunt single in the 3rd. Stole a base, came around to score. Walked in the 5th, came around to score.
Siriaki's 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled off, and the count is even now, a ball and a strike.
And discussing who to talk to for the post-game interview, and really no one from the lineup is a bad choice.
It's one of those nights where you can just draw a name from the hat, and that guy is going to deserve some credit for the win. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Guidry, and now the count is 1-2. If I get a vote, I'm voting Andrew Ward. I think the way he came in and threw strikes and dominated the plate really changed the tone of this game and really seemed to put the seal on it for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, and he stranded 2 runners in scoring position in what was then a 3-run ball game. Had the tying run at the plate and came in and just absolutely dominated. So
a ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Siriaki looks over at first. He comes set, and the 1-2 pitch to Guidry. It is grounded towards short. This is Lockett. He picks it up, flips to second base for the 3rd out. But the Tom Sox scored 2 runs on 3 hits this inning, and they get the insurance they were looking for. They'll move into the top of the 9th inning. The score now 11-6, Tom Sox on top. Top of the 9th, Tom Sox coming in here trying to nail down an 11-6 win. Andrew Ward is back out there to try to finish this one. He has been nothing short of spectacular since he came into this game. He will be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitter for the Harrisonburg Turks, starting with Michael Rosario. First pitch on the way to Rosario, a swing and a miss, strike one.
This is a matchup I'm excited to see. Rosario comes in 4 for 4, 2 doubles, has scored a run, and Ward has thrown so well since coming in.
That one's dribbled towards Ward, can't quite pick it up. The second baseman shovel scoops it to first, but not in time. A great effort by the second baseman of the Tom Sox, Safford, but not enough time. That one was kind of hit there in no man's land between the pitcher coming off the mound and the second baseman coming in. Neither of them really had a great play, but Safford made it close.
Yeah, I think the only way they were going to get Rosario out there was if Ward popped off the mound and was able to field that one and get the out. But a valiant effort with the glove flip from second base coming in, charging that ball by Safford.
So now Logan McNeely comes to the plate with a runner on and nobody out. First pitch is up to him for ball one. I think we saw Rosario's speed in tracking down that deep fly ball to center, so we know that he's getting out of the box quick. And when with the left-hander Ward kind of falling toward third base on a pitch, it would be tough for him to get to a ball like that in time. Now the 1-0 pitch to McNeely, that one's down low, and the count goes 2-0.
And Rosario's speed gets him to 5 for 5 on the night now, so what a game it's been for him.
So a modest lead over there against the left-handed pitcher, and Ward brings the pitch. He goes 3-0 now. So Ward maybe just starting to tire here as we get into the ninth. This is his fourth inning of work here for the Tom Sox tonight.
Fun thing about the small number of at-bats is that Rosario came in hitting 286. There's the 3-0s right there. Going 5 for 5, it ups his average to 352.
Season can turn around quickly when the season's only 30 or 40 games. 3-1 the count now to McNeely. Here's the pitch, and he hits that one towards left. The left fielder drifting back makes an easy play. A miss catches that one for the first out. So the Tom Sox just 2 outs away now from putting this one to bed. And Connor Hardigan will step to the plate now.
Andrew Ward inherited 2 runners today. Takes his inherited runner total up to 7, and he's still yet to allow 1 to score so far this season.
First pitch to Hardigan is right down the middle for strike 1. Hardigan 1 for 4 so far tonight. He has scored a run back in that third inning for the Turks. He's hoping to help extend this game a little bit here. He's down in the count 0-1. Ward brings the 0-1 pitch, and that one's upstairs for a ball.
So now throwing 3 full innings, Ward. His highest, the furthest he's gone in a game so far this season, he went 2 innings against the Turks.
And the 1-1 is fouled off to the right side, and he's ahead in the count 1-2.
Roughly 2 weeks ago, on the 18th, he went 2 innings. He also struck out 5 in those 2 innings, but he's got 7 so far through these 3 innings, so that's also a season high for him, 7 strikeouts. Takes his total up to 16 strikeouts through now 7 innings on the season. Pretty good.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. The count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It looks like he is maybe starting to tire a little bit here. Doesn't have the same strikeout stuff, but this is the heart of the lineup. And
there is some action in the Tom Sox bullpen, just in case Ward tires more here and runs into any trouble in this 9th inning.
Almost got Hardigan to bite on a good breaking ball that broke onto the back foot of the righty, but really good hold by Hardigan to run the count full 3-2.
The 3-2 pitch on the way. That one is down low, and Ward has walked his first batter of the night.
Yeah, this is the first we've really seen Andrew Ward struggle tonight, but still a ground ball away from getting out of it with Jordan Sweeney coming up, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Walked back in the second, grounded out to short, but drove in a run in the third.
Andrew Ward's getting a visit now from pitching coach.
Sweeney faced Ward in the 7th inning and struck out. He was part of that 1-2-3 inning in which Ward struck out the side. So this is the second time that he's seeing Ward. McNeely and Hardigan also saw Ward for a second time, and McNeely put a decent swing on the ball, flew out to left, and then Hardigan obviously drew the walk off a good take on that 2-2 back foot breaking ball.
So Sweeney steps in here, 1 out. We are in the top of the 9th. Michael Rosario stands at second. Connor Hardigan at first base. Here's the pitch on the way, and that one is down low, ball 1. This game moving on to the almost the 4-hour mark. We are at 3 hours and 40 minutes roughly, but we're almost to the finish line here. Andrew Ward trying to nail this one down for the Tom Sox. He's got now a 1-1 count, and the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Sweeney is down in the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. That fastball, for someone who appears to be tiring, didn't look tired.
Yeah, that's the same fastball that we saw when he was punching out the first 6 guys he faced. That was the good life.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Sweeney. That one looks like it hit Sweeney on the foot. It was down in the dirt. Sweeney gets hit by the pitch. He's going to jog down to first, and that's going to load the bases for the Turks here in the 9th inning.
Another game in the league that was still going on, the Cannons and the River Bandits. River Bandits win that one 11-2. Also, again, the Braves beat the Lumberjacks 1-0. That one in Covington.
Ref Snyder steps in here with the sacks packed and 1 out. First pitch on the way to him from the left-hander is down and in for ball 1. And clearly Ward struggling a little bit, not with that command and control that he had in the earlier innings.
Yeah, and like I said, this is his longest outing of the season, so possibly tiring a little bit.
Here's the 1-0. That one is down. 2 balls and no strikes.
Only walked 2 before this outing, but that was also in only 4 innings of work.
Andrew Ward brings the 2-0 pitch. That one is bounced toward first. First baseman picks it up, steps on the bag. The Turks do get a run on that, but a fair trade. They'll take the out for the run scored. It's now 11-7.
Yeah, 100%. The Tom Sox will take that. Now only a 4-run lead, but just 1 out away from a win, and the 2 runs on second and third mean absolutely nothing to Andrew Ward, as looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter, as this is the spot where the pitcher was batting. So looks like it's going to be Reese Yeargain.
Yeargain takes the first pitch from Ward for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeargain was a senior at Randolph-Macon this past season, and he hit .364.
Ward's 0-1 pitch, he swings and misses, 0-2, and now Harrisonburg down to its last strike. No balls, 2 strikes, runners at second and third. 2 outs here as we are in the top of the 9th. Ward looking to close this one out. The pitch, the swing, strike 3, and that one's going to do it. Andrew Ward, in fitting fashion, strikes out the final batter for the Harrisonburg Turks. And the Tom Sox seal this victory. They win this one 11-7. They turned off the scoreboard on me, and I can't count that high. So 11-7, the Tom Sox win this one here at Crutchfield Park. Tell us about when we're going to see the Tom Sox again here at home.
So the Tom Sox will be on the road tomorrow in Waynesboro, but you can catch them back here at Crutchfield Park on Friday, July 2nd against those same Waynesboro Generals. And then, guess what? July 4th, only game in the Valley Baseball League. No reason to not come out and enjoy the Tom Sox as they play the Waynesboro Generals again here at Crutchfield Park. All games, free admission all season long, thanks to Carter Bank and Trust.
And thanks to everyone out there who is still listening. At this point, I'm Trevor. I'm here with Zach. It's been a great time, Zach. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Look forward to working with you again. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here at Crutchfield Park very soon.